Good Monday morning, Morning Buzz listeners. I'm Alex and I'm here with Jordan. And wow, is it good to be back with you all this Monday? Jordan, yesterday we promised our listeners we'd dive into something that I think literally everyone can relate to. Why some of us remember every single embarrassing moment in excruciating detail, while others seem to have this magical ability to just forget the cringe.
Exactly. And Alex, I have to say, as someone who still vividly remembers calling my third grade teacher mom in front of the entire class, this topic hits close to home. What's fascinating is that this isn't just about having a good or bad memory. There's actually some really interesting psychology behind selective memory and why our brains choose to hold on to certain experiences.
Oh my gosh, yes. And can we talk about how unfair it feels sometimes? Like, I can remember with perfect clarity the time I tripped walking across the stage at graduation. But ask me what I had for lunch 3 days ago? Absolutely no clue. It's like our brains are these little cruel archivists that specifically catalog our most mortifying moments.
That's such a perfect way to put it. From a research perspective, what's happening is that embarrassing moments trigger what psychologists call emotional tagging. When we experience strong emotions, especially negative ones like shame or embarrassment, our brain essentially highlights that memory with a big neon sign that says, "Remember this forever."
So our brains are basically trolling us? That's what you're telling me?
In a way, yes. But there's actually an evolutionary reason for this. Our ancestors who remembered social mistakes were more likely to avoid repeating them, which helped them maintain their place in the group. Being socially rejected could literally be life or death back then. So
That makes sense. But what about those lucky people who seem to just shrug off embarrassing moments? I have a friend who once gave a presentation with her shirt buttoned wrong the entire time. And when someone told her afterwards, she just laughed and said she couldn't even remember what she was wearing. Meanwhile, I'm over here still cringing about a joke that fell flat in 2018.
those people aren't necessarily forgetting, they might just be processing embarrassment differently. Some research suggests that people with higher self esteem tend to reframe embarrassing memories more quickly. Instead of ruminating on, "I'm so stupid," they might think, well, that was awkward, but everyone makes mistakes.
So it's not just about memory, it's about how we interpret what happened to us.
Exactly. And there's something called the reminiscence bump, where we tend to remember more events from our teens and early 20s, which, let's be honest, are peak years for doing embarrassing things. So if you're someone who dwells on embarrassing memories, you've got a whole treasure trove of cringe from those formative years.
This is both comforting and horrifying at the same time. But what about people who seem to genuinely forget? Are they just better at moving on, or is there something different about how their brains work?
There are actually people with what researchers call highly superior autobiographical memory who remember almost everything in vivid detail. And on the flip side, some people naturally have less detailed episodic memory. But for most of us, it's more about attention and rumination pattern.
Rumination, that's the key word, isn't it? Because I definitely know people who can recall every detail of an embarrassing moment and people who genuinely seem puzzled when you bring up something awkward they did.
Right. And here's something interesting. Cultural factors play a role too. Some cultures emphasize individual achievement and perfection more, which can make embarrassing memories sting more. Others have more collectivist approaches where individual mistakes are seen as less significant.
So, if I want to be one of those people who just lets embarrassing moments roll off their back, what can I do? Can I retrain my brain to stop being such a perfect archivist of awkwardness?
There are actually some strategies. Cognitive behavioral therapy techniques suggest reframing embarrassing memories by asking yourself, will this matter in 5 years? Or what would I tell a friend who experienced this? You can also practice self compassion, treating yourself with the same kindness you'd show a good friend.
I love that. And Honestly, sometimes sharing embarrassing stories with friends makes them less powerful. It's like once you laugh about it with other people, your brain gets the memo that it's not actually life threatening information that needs to be preserved forever.
Ha! Absolutely. Social sharing can definitely help reduce the emotional charge of embarrassing memories. Plus, most people are so focused on their own embarrassing moments that they've probably forgotten yours anyway.
That's such a relief to hear. Well, Morning Buzz listeners, whether you're someone who remembers every cringeworthy moment or you're blessed with selective amnesia for awkwardness, just know that your brain is doing exactly what it evolved to do. It's just maybe a little overzealous sometimes.
And remember, everyone has embarrassing stories. The people who seem immune to embarrassment, they've just gotten better at not letting those moments define them.
Perfect advice to start our Monday. Speaking of things our brains do, tomorrow we're diving into why some people can instantly tell when someone is lying, while others fall for even the most obvious fibs, the psychology behind human lie detection, and why we're all basically terrible at it.
That's going to be fascinating. Until then, Morning Buzz listeners, be kind to yourself about those cringe memories and maybe share a laugh about them with a friend.
Have an amazing Monday, everyone.